Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me add my welcome to the 4th edition of the India Today Art Awards in Kolkata. I'm delighted to be here for the second time in the city which honors and breathes and lives art. This summer I was in Paris and stopped by the La Monnaie Museum, a superb museum on the left bank of Paris. It was a venue of a breathtaking retrospective of Subodh Gupta, and seeing some of his familiar work with its everyday objects, the very hungry god and banyan tree made of steel utensils. In such a magical setting, it reminded me again of why I love art. Here was something so very Indian in its practice and its philosophy, yet so easily relatable to the rest of the world. Globalization may have its critics, but I am not one of them. I believe it has flattened the world only to make it a level playing field, not to diminish the differences. The more authentic you are to your culture, the easier it is for the world to embrace its beauty and power. The world can never have enough of that which elevates, inspires, and enchants. Recently, I also visited a place called Naoshima, known as the Art Island of Japan. It made me realize that art, as we know it traditionally, with its hierarchies, its binaries, and its stratifications, is no longer relevant. Here was art intermingled with architecture and nature. The exhibits were specially commissioned, and the museums were specially built to display this art. If anybody who's not been there should go there. It is a mind-blowing experience. What is new and exciting is the breaking of barriers of all kinds. Low and high art, art and the artisanal, visual art and performance art, ethnic art and international art. All art now is a spectacle, a production, an act. It can and should, as someone said, break open the locked chambers of possibility, restore numb zones to feeling, and recharge desires. The India Today Art Awards began 4 years ago, was intended to acknowledge this new diversity and reward these new efforts. We've honored a series of legends, from S.H. Raza in 2015 to Satish Gujral in 2016, who have blazed a trail for modern Indian art when few knew how far it could go. And we have, from this year on, ensured we salute the rising stars on the artistic firmament, with a new category, Emerging Artist of the Year. We've done this only because we believe in celebrating beauty and talent. We've done this because we know art is important to our society, now more than ever. Even as public discourse degenerates into slanging matches and verbal fisticuffs, even as life becomes a series of what someone called a soap opera, cliches, and soundbite journalism, even as there is greater policing of what we eat, how we pray, whom we love, even as a stealthy majoritarianism tries to sweep all our chaotic differences aside, and even as ugliness becomes the norm in how we relate to one another, we need art. We need art to nourish our souls, nurture our intellect, and ignite our imagination. We also need to remember great democracies produce great art. Autocratic states produce mere propaganda. We need art to remind us that there are multiple ways of seeing, and there is no one way which is right or wrong. We need art to renew our connection with the richness of subcultures and to acknowledge them, whether it is Adivasi art of making masks or Dalit kitchen. We need art to restore our faith in ourselves, to repair our reality, and to enable us to hope for a better future. We need art as therapy and as catharsis and as resistance and as reprieve to tell our stories and our truths. Each of the winners here today, and even those not here, are heroes in my eyes. You say things we cannot. You do things we dare not. And you create what we cannot even envision. Choosing you was not easy, as my fellow jurors will testify, and I'd like to thank all of them. Aman Nath, Priya Paul, Amin Jafar, Nada Raza, Pinky Reddy, Radhika Chopra Anandan, Rekha Purie, and of course our wonderful host, Madhu Neotia. This exercise in the right of democracy, of agreeing, disagreeing, discussing new trends and talent, recalling the legends in the process of shortlisting was an enriching experience for me, just like art. Without art, our world would be colorless, soulless, and mindless. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us celebrate art today, that many splendid thing, once again. Thank you.